Okay. Okay, so the purpose of the review conducted by Wilson was to investigate the effects of different types of training these endurance, strength, and power all had on muscle fiber type shifting, which this is the change in the composition of muscle fibers from one type to another in responses to the types of intensities of exercises performed. The authors hypothesized that different types of training would have different effects on muscle fiber type shifting. They examined different factors that may influence the effectiveness of different training types, including age, sex, and training experience. In the review, the authors investigated the effects of endurance, strength, and power training had on these muscle fibers. Endurance training was shown to increase the percentage of type 1 slow twitch muscle fibers, while strength training has been shown to increase the percentage of type 2A fast twitch muscle fibers. Power training, on the other hand, has been shown to increase the percentage of type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers, which is associated with explosiveness and strength endurance. The authors also noted that muscle fiber type shifting can have significant implications for athlete performance and injury risks, as certain type of muscle fibers may be more suited for different type of activities. The review also studied the influence of age and training had on this process. They found that older individuals tend to have a higher percentage of type 1 muscle fibers, while younger individuals tend to have a higher percentage of type 2 muscle fibers. Male athletes were also found to have higher percentage of type 2 muscle fibers compared to females. And the authors also found that athletes with a background in endurance training were most likely to have a higher percentage of type 1 muscle fibers, while athletes with a background in strength training were more likely to have higher percentage of type 2 muscle fibers. The findings in this review will ultimately just help athletes and trainers, fix their training regimen and, optimize it to achieve different injury prevention goals and better have an understanding on people that they're training. And relating this to being a college football player is me being an offensive lineman. My main focus is to build strength and power because we're constantly going back and forth against defensive line, and you got to be dominant and win the line of scrimmage. So you're exerting full force into trying to move someone off the field, and they're trying to do the same thing back to you. So with me being an offensive lineman, we spend a lot of time just lifting weights and just doing strength circuits with Coach Overland here, just to help our physical conditioning, because that can be very draining on your body when you're exerting so much force over a certain amount of time, depending on how long a drive is, and we also just incorporate some explosive power training into workouts. I've noticed, to help create momentum for our players, and the workouts are all designed just to help me perform at my best and reduce the risk of injury as much as we can. Like, we do a lot of stretching, a lot of footwork, a lot of just getting your body loose, and we don't do anything to get players hurt or overwork our bodies. We we make sure that we are doing the right workouts to get our bodies, in good shape. And I'd say that my muscle fibers are primarily fast twitch, just based on the explosive movements and just strength development that we work on. These muscle fibers just help me get pushes and drive people, off the line, and just my overall endurance and strength went up since getting into this program and being here for over a year now. It's just helped me, utilize my body the best I can. And, overall, like, the research that was conducted by Wilson was just to help show the different effects of training on muscle fiber type shifting and show that it's individualized and it may vary depending on, someone's genetics, training history, and other factors like we discussed. So it's always important for athletes like me to, consult with your coach or fitness professional just to find the most appropriate training routine for your own specific goals and means, because by any means, my regimen, my workout routine, my numbers and everything is way different than that of a wide receiver, a quarterback. They all have different muscles they got to work, but with mine, I have to generate explosiveness and power off the line because it's constantly a physical, battle at where I'm at. So overall, this is what was discussed in the article, and and that's my output on it and how I relate to muscle type shifting and all that. So, yep.